Hi everyone, it's Ron here at SimMod Lens. Today I'm going to walk you through the process to calibrate the infinity mark on your Canon FD 20mm f2.8 SSC lens. First of all, it's important to understand why we need to calibrate this lens for infinity. This lens in particular has been modified to EF using our SimMod Lens Edmica EF conversion kit. The EF mount had to be a little bit thicker than the native FD mount, and therefore we have to allow a further movement of the focus in order to bring it into calibration for infinity. The trick is to use a rubber spanner, and you need to remove this front ring. It's not a nameplate ring, I guess. Usually it's a nameplate, but the nameplate is on the side. But it's just this cover here needs to be removed with a spanner. I've modified probably a few dozen of these, 5 or 6 dozen of them, and most of the time the plate here, this ring, is seized on, and a rubber spanner just simply won't remove it. There are times when I had to use a Dremel and cut 2 notches here, one on each side, just slots, so that I can put a metal spanner in and turn it manually. So you may need to do that, so just keep that in mind, that it's not always as easy as the one that I'm showing you now. Once that plate is removed, you are exposed to 3 screws. You'll need to remove those 3 screws. Once the 3 screws are removed, you will have access to the area where you can adjust the hard stop on the focus barrel. This ring just simply slides off once the 3 screws are removed. Once that barrel is removed, you're exposed to 3 screws and a stopper plate that you can adjust to fine-tune where you want infinity marks to hit. I won't go into detail on how to calibrate this on the camera. You'll have to put it on the camera, move the plate more or less in either direction depending on how your lens is focusing, whether it needs plus or minus. So I will leave it at that. So let's assume that focus is here, sharp. So we have to move it back a little bit. What I'll do is put a mark there. I would unscrew these 3 screws and move this plate over to that mark. Let's assume that it's done. Now we'll just reassemble the lens. Reassembly is the complete opposite of what we did to disassemble it, of course. Put it at infinity, the new infinity mark. Align the infinity mark with the line on the lens. Flip it upright and reinstall the screws. Once the screws are reinstalled, the calibration process is done. Now normally we would put this lens on a collimator. I understand that not everyone has a collimator, so manual calibration with a camera is required. Simply reinstall the plate. This is a rubber spanner, and you can purchase these rubber spanners on Amazon or most lens repair shop websites. There we have it.